Dad gets an envelope from a stranger. After opening it, he dashes out the door. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Family Guy Rob Edwards was having an unbelievable week. In Florida, the weather was pleasant and everything were going well. As they sat and had breakfast, he glanced at his stunning wife. Rob is ecstatic with their recent 21st anniversary celebration. However, there was more cause for celebration. Rob's oldest child, Cole, had recently graduated from high school, and the family was getting ready for his coronation. For the past 18 years, everything Rob did for his kid was meant to set him up for this special day. Rob's pride and delight were his children, but he had no idea what this specific day would bring. On the big day, Rob got up early to do some errands. A trip to the bank was first on the agenda. He hummed as he drove, slicing through the gridlock. Upon arriving at the concrete structure, he searched for a parking spot, while seeing that the bank appeared to be somewhat occupied on this specific morning. However, he remained upbeat despite the lengthy line at the bank today. He turned and held the door open for the woman who was running after him as soon as he got into the building. She smiled and gave him a kind thank you, and Rob reflected to himself that there was always place for gallantry. He gestured for the stranger to move ahead of him, and she gave him a disbelieving look. Rob told the woman to get in line ahead of him, nodding and grinning. He wasn't in a rush because he still had time to do his errands before the commencement of the ceremony. "Please proceed ahead of me," Rob replied with pride. "My son graduates today. I want to enjoy each minute as I slow down." The woman chuckled, and while they waited for the enormous line of people to move, the two struck up a conversation. After Rob informed her about his daughter Taylor and son Cole, the woman shared some details about her own family. The woman was eventually in line to be serviced by the teller when it moved up. She waved as she broke away from the line, beaming at Rob. Rob grinned back at her, assuming their conversation was ended, but little did he know that this woman was hiding something. Rob grinned as he marched over to the teller to finish his transaction when it was his turn to be serviced. His left arm was resting on the counter when, a few seconds later, he felt something slip under it. His smile turned to a confused one. He snapped to see the enigmatic figure rushing by him. When Rob looked down, he noticed that someone had tucked a little package beneath his elbow. He almost heard the woman say something as she walked by. His thoughts whirled as he glanced at the envelope. His curiosity about what it may hold changed all of his optimism to distrust, yet he was about to be totally taken by surprise. Rob stood for a while, looking confused. With a baffled frown, he turned to face the bewildered individuals in line behind him, but their blank expressions had no more explanations than his own regarding the woman's peculiar actions. He had to open the envelope if he wanted to find out what was inside. He inhaled deeply and tore the seal as a result. Rob extended his arm to grasp the dubious-looking envelope and cautiously peered inside. His heart began to race. He felt he could have made a grave mistake, but it was too late to turn back now. He initially believed the package to be empty, but when he tore the paper apart, his jaw fell wide in shock. Before Rob had cracked open the package, his imagination had run through every possible possibility. After all, he was inside a bank. With a frantic glance towards the doors, he was glad to see two security officers in uniform waiting just in case. Fortunately, he wouldn't need their help just yet, but he had to perform a double take when he saw what was in the package. There was money in the envelope, but why? Rob quickly snatched his documents off the counter and hurried out the door. He knew he had to track down the enigmatic woman, but as soon as he set foot on the pavement, he believed she had already vanished. However, he had to find out why she had given him the cash envelope. Looking both ways through the crowd, she was nowhere to be found. Then, just by happenstance, he looked forward and saw her, far off, getting into her car. Rob thoughtlessly dashed across the road to pursue her, but she had already started to pull out of the parking lot. She lowered down her window as she spotted Rob sprinting toward her car. As Rob arrived to the car, the woman stared in shock and he lost his breath. "I can't take this," Rob then said as he attempted to hand her the letter back through the glass. Rob was shocked when the woman calmly gave him the explanation for why she had chosen to give him the envelope with the $50. "You glow when you talk about your boy," the woman said. "He is blessed with you, I also wish him blessings." When Rob had talked about his kid, his face had been beaming with pride, and his fatherly love had moved the mystery woman. Rob didn't know what to say when he realized, so he took a picture of the gracious woman and carried out his tasks. Rob was so happy for Cole at the graduation ceremony that he felt like he may cry. But his thoughts were occupied by the unanticipated happenings of the day. One last task remained to be completed, so he posted a description of what had happened between them that day, along with a picture of the enigmatic woman on Facebook. However, he wasn't prepared for the answer he would get. "First of all, I can't believe your boy is 18, a commenter remarked. "Second, the transforming power of compassion and love has been on my mind a lot. Our lives are like vapors, they come and disappear in an instant. I appreciate you giving me your blessings. Stories of unplanned generosity and paying it forward are quite popular. That's the whole goal of life, and it couldn't have come to a more worthy individual. Fantastic tale, Rob. As usual, really well-told story with bad language. Look me up when you publish a book. I believe I have a couple names for you already." "I was so touched," a buddy of Rob's continued. "I have never seen her before and don't even know her name, but I will always remember her love. I requested to snap a photo of her." He gave her a neck hug. "Today's world needs more of this," Rob wrote. "The compassion, not the money. I gave a total stranger a hug. I love my son with all my heart, and he got love today." Rob continued by describing how moved he had been by the stranger's gesture. "I think most of you who know me understand what I stand for. Doesn't it seem familiar? The love a father has for his son fills his heart. I'm fortunate. Colonel Edwards, I'm very happy for you. Thank you to the buddy who is a bank client," Rob went on. Furthermore, he is not the only person to have shared a tale about giving back. In the United States, the custom of performing random acts of kindness has grown in acceptance and is even honored with a whole day. To promote acts of compassion in the month of February, organizations, people, and groups commemorate National Random Acts of Compassion Day. The idea is straightforward: show a stranger some tiny compassion. However, Rob's tale demonstrates that kindness doesn't require a reason, even on one specific day of the year. What a priceless tale. I appreciate you sharing. God bless her for showing the world what love looks like and for spreading love. Love is what the world needs more of, another commenter on Rob's post said. Surprisingly, though, Rob isn't the only person who has ever accepted money in an envelope from an unknown person. GingerSnap1316, an Imgur user, shared another touching tale of an unplanned act of compassion. She was home alone one day when the doorbell kept ringing. After 3 tries at answering the door out of frustration, she saw a stranger standing there. "Are you Karen?" was the odd question he asked her next. On Imgur, she recounts the interaction, saying, "I told him that no, Karen was my mom." He smiled briefly, passed her an envelope that wasn't addressed, and turned to go. The Imgur user said, "I went inside and opened it up, thinking the encounter was somewhat strange." She was flabbergasted to find $1,000 in cash in the envelope as well as a letter. "Please accept this gift as a random act of kindness," the letter read. "A cherished member of our family devoted much of her time and resources to helping people through random acts of kindness. She gave to others in many ways and always did so anonymously. One way our family has chosen to honor her memory is to continue in the tradition of helping others in the community with acts of random kindness." The letter then went on. A random act of kindness does not have to involve the giving of money. It might be as easy as giving someone a compliment, providing an ear, or volunteering your time. The fact that the act is uninvited and performed without expecting anything in return is crucial. It goes without saying that the person who received the random act of kindness made sure to return the favor. These kinds of tales are what give people hope for mankind again. Thus, constantly keep kindness in mind. Even the tiniest actions, like smiling, may have a profound impact on someone. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.